Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently working on a couple of things here. The first thing we're doing is working on paying down our debt. So we have a ways to go on that, for sure. We're working on some construction over here, but the most important thing is that we're working on abolishing our monarchy. Now the question is, will we get this done without too much radicalism? We'll see what happens on that front. That'll be very interesting to see. There was radicalism before, but they seem to be happier with a parliamentary republic than a presidential republic, so fair enough. I don't really care which one we go for. The trade unions have suggested things to reach out to workers in Great Britain. Sure. I don't really think that we necessarily need scholar officials' approval. They're minus 20 right now. Maybe we shouldn't do that. We don't want the radicalism, I don't think. So we'll do this for now. And we'll see how this goes. This is going to take a while. The checkpoint is very, very slow. A 46.5% chance of advance. So there's a 0% chance of stall. So odds are looking decent there. Of course, in the meantime, we're going to need to work on constructions here. We have a bunch of government administrations being worked on, as well as railways. We are building a bunch of universities in the background. Mostly the universities aren't that big of a priority. For the moment, we're not that concerned about it, but we'll see. We'll see how that ends up going. What are we researching right now? Central planning? Okay, 21 months on that. Sure, I guess that's fine. What are we paying for our interest? 163k. That's not too bad, considering our debt. I like it. We definitely do want to pay down our debt. That's for sure. We're also slowly working on bringing up our innovation. You can see here our uncapped research is becoming ridiculous. It will get extremely ridiculous. But for now, we're getting increased innovation. But this is definitely not an efficient way to go about it. We would certainly like to get additional literacy. We're at 24 worldwide, and it's still improving, although it's kind of leveling out a bit. I'm noticing, I don't think there's anything we can really do to improve that, right? We're on compulsory primary school. I mean, we're on religious schools. Going to something like public schools would probably be better. It'd be the same education access. It'd give us better assimilation. Okay, so we have a shortage of rubber. We're not surprised about this, to be clear. We are definitely going to import as much rubber as we possibly can. There we go. Okay, and here it is. We have to preserve monarchy. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. So we're going to do this, and now we're going to try another presidential republic push. Is this still going up? It is. Okay. So we need to stop that. Let this start ticking down. So we need to go until the weak tick here, if we want to play this. So, right about here. Now is when we try to run a different law here. So, we go in here, and we try the parliamentary republic again. That's 535 days. That's definitely much slower. Hang on. Let's go for the the presidential republic is also 535 days. It said 360. Okay, we'll see what happens here. It's unlikely that we're going to be able to pass this at this point, for the record. But this will buy us a little bit of time here. If this immediately goes away, like it did previously, then this isn't really going to work. But if this just kicks down, that'll give us 50 weeks to work on this, right? And we can play that later by letting it go up to 90%. And that would give us more. I don't know that it'll actually let us do that. For the record. We'll see. Yeah, it just goes away, and now there's a new one. So we need to do something about the scholar officials, the Confucian scholars, and the petite bourgeoisie. There's not a lot of clout in here. But they have enough radicalism to pull this off. So we need to throw them a bone, right? That's what needs to happen here. And what bone do we throw them? I mean, I doubt they'd give us universal suffrage. This will radicalize the scholar officials and industrialists. That said, we would have the checkpoints a lot faster. We'll see if we can get universal suffrage. If that's the case, then we might be able to get this through on the next election, which we're getting close to the end of the game, but we might go a little beyond the end. That would be fine, I think, personally. I'm not too concerned about being constrained to that. We'll see what ends up happening. So we're building just universities right now, and that is giving us a lot of technology spread. That is noted. It's also giving us qualifications. The question is, how many weeks is it going to take us to work through this? 244? Okay. I want to check in here on our unemployment and peasant numbers. Yeah, that definitely still needs work. And we're going to start having expensive paper. No doubt about that. Coal is currently expensive, and we have some market access issues here. I do want to check in on government administrations. We do need to do a few of these. This is unsurprising. There we go. And we'll check in on railways. So infrastructure up here. Okay, so there's no employees there. That's the primary issue here. And here it's only 83 employment. And we have 2 queued up. So I think what we need to do is go into our buildings and make sure that all of these are subsidized. They actually are. Automatic expansion is turned off. Okay, we can turn that back on. And yeah, none of those can be automatically expanded. We can get these going again. Some of them are turned off due to private constructions. So we can turn that right on back on. Fantastic. Cool. And I am expecting to see that these finances start to get a little bit worse as we build these universities. The universities will be slightly expensive. How are we doing on radicalism? Okay, it's ticking upward. So that's definitely noted. There's nobody too upset about universal suffrage, so that seems fine to pass. At least for now. The radicalism here is only 59. So this revolution is not going to be a thing for the moment. It might be interesting to have this civil war happen. We might be able to get the Republic put in faster if we did that. That said, we'll see what this ends up with. They're at 60 right now. We'll see how high their radicalism gets. But overall, it should be reasonably fine. Yes, our loyalists are ticking downward due to unfulfilled political movement demands. Fair enough. Wild wells. Oil industry mortality? Sure, we'll actually take that. We've got plenty of populace for right now. We've got lots of peasants and unemployed. So no major concerns there. Actually, our finances are slightly improving at this moment. We are building a lot of universities in the background. We need to remember that. A whole lot of universities being built. What is the construction efficiency here? Minus 24.1. That's not amazing. That's down over here. Yeah, I suppose that's to be expected. Cool. So that's looking fine. Oil has been discovered. Excellent. And we will, of course, prioritize that construction. So this is going to chill at 61. For the time being, it won't get any higher. And we'll see about passing universal suffrage. The odds on it aren't as good, but the radicalism is a lot better. So we only have a 17% chance of advancement and a 7.3% chance of debate, 30% chance of success, and a 43% chance of stall. We'll see how it goes. We're not necessarily expecting that to go tremendously well. So that's fine. And of course, we can see that our uncapped technology spread is kind of crazy. We didn't really have the budget to do this earlier, but, I mean, it's also not super efficient, right? Because 1306.8 uncapped, we're only getting 229 from unspent innovation. That's what, like 30% of it? No, not even. That's like 20% of it. Okay, the monitor has been unlocked. So yeah, this is not a super efficient way to do this, right? We're definitely increasing our literacy. Still heading upwards. So our innovation cap is not amazing. What is our current, how do we calculate our innovation cap? Yeah, base value and then just literacy. Sure. So It's a little bit rough, but we are going to cruise through some of these technologies at this point. So like the combustion engine is not being exposed, but the steam turbine is. So that's 5 to 11 weeks out. That will give us the coal-fired plant. So that'll be useful. Sure. And this radicalism seems to be holding at about 62. So we'll see how universal suffrage goes. I would very, very much like to get the monarchy removed, so that way we can get rid of fragile unity. That is the idea here. So we need to successfully conclude the Stamp Out Monarchism journal entry. We're working towards it. Universal suffrage will help that, I think. I hope. I hope. Additional oil has been discovered, and that is fantastic. Only one to be built there? Okay, sure. That's fine. So we're working on these universities here. And we have 107 pages of universities here, 214 weeks on this. For the time being, this seems fine. We're definitely not going to build more universities than this, right? That's for sure. Unemployment is going upwards at this moment. No shockers there. And we do have a few things mixed into our universities that are not universities, but emphasis on the few things. It's mostly universities put in here. So there's a lot of them there, for sure. But we are building quite quickly, and we're also starting to get quite a lot of increased innovation each week. So that's good. Oil, huh? Yes. Encourage this trend. That sounds good. Beautiful. So we're chilling at 62 for our revolution. We'll see what happens with universal suffrage here. We don't have the greatest chance of this being... Well, actually, we have a better chance of this being a good outcome than a bad outcome. Approximately. Actually, it's like a 50-50. Because that debate can go either way. Coal-fired plants have now been unlocked. That's excellent. We're definitely going to do that, although we have a coal shortage, don't we? Oh, we never went down to bolt-action rifles. We should do that. I'm pretty sure we do have a coal shortage. Yes, this will cap the price of coal. Okay, so coal production here. We don't have the diesel pump. Compression ignition is needed for that. So, compression ignition is this guy right here. I think we're doing fine on our power generation for right now. I don't want to absolutely destroy the price of coal. So I think that'll be good. We do have some insufficient taxation capacity, and we should continue to work on that. So we can just go through here. We don't need to here. There we go. So we can just go through here about like so. And this is all we need for our taxation capacity. And let's check in on our infrastructure. What do we need here? This should actually be fine. This just needs employees, is what we need here. So that's okay for the time being. Cool. And let's see what happens with universal suffrage here. A can-do attitude, huh? That's a lot of money. 185,200 for a can opener? I'm sure they can figure it out. Cool. We want to put that money towards paying off our debt. Absolutely. For the time being, we're not planning on going to war. We're quite notorious still, and that's something that we want to deal with. Our radicalism is definitely up there, but hopefully once we pass universal suffrage, that'll get a little bit better. Okay, 5 days. Let's see what happens here. We've got a 30% chance of passage. We enable the law, but -5 interest group approval for industrialists, or we can trust in the legal process. No. We're just going to do this. Screw the industrialists. We don't care about these guys. Beautiful. We have the law. Okay. So there we go. We've got that now. So this is going to start ticking down. That is going to go down to 0. Now the question is, what did that put our legitimacy at? 52. If we were to try to put in either a presidential or parliamentary republic here, how would that go? 22% chance for both. And is it the same opposition? -10, -20, -20. -10, -20, -20. So it's the same opposition either way. We may have to wait until after the next election. When is the next election? I know it says in here somewhere. 21 April 1931. Okay, so that's not that far out. I want to try this and see what happens. I'm betting we don't manage to pass this. But I want to try and just see. Yes, we're negative in our authority, and that does probably mean that we're going to need to stop some violent suppression. We could potentially promote, like, national values out over here or something, but realistically, I think it's fine. Turmoil levels have dropped in most of these locations. I mean, out here it's still pretty rough. But it's, I think, okay. Cool. So we'll keep an eye on this situation here, and looking at the potential outcomes, I mean, there's no chance of a bad outcome, assuming we actually manage to get this done. And we're moving much faster now that we got that other law passed, so it's 321 days until we get a roll there. And we'll see. Elevators unlocked. Okay, cool. So that gives us construction sector max level and land trade capacity. But I think what we're going to do there is, for economy of scale purposes, we are going to bump any of these that are not maxed out up to the max. But I'm going to do this... No, at the beginning is fine. I'm sure this will not cause any problems for our finances. Cool. However, I'm not going to do it in Guangdong or Earl. So we're actually going to get rid of these guys. There's no minus here. Okay, can we not do that? Is there, like, too much radicalism or something? Okay, I wanted to completely eliminate the construction sectors out over here. Apparently that's not an option. Is that new? We used to be able to click a minus button here. Okay. Exciting. Are construction sectors just permanent now? Or maybe it's because they're unincorporated states. I suppose that could be it. Regardless, for the time being, I don't want to build construction sectors there. We're already going to have a lot of these, and this is going to cut into our income pretty dramatically. So we'll see how this ends up going. Are we building all of these simultaneously? Yes, we are. Okay. So mostly there's not that many of them, but there are quite a number. And we'll see how that goes. For now, this revolution is still here and going down at 1 per week, so we should have enough time to enact the presidential republic before this goes away, unless it vanishes, which is a possibility. Now, we'll keep an eye on our finances. I do expect them to get somewhat worse here. I want to check in here. 379k and 93.2k? Sure. Overall, so far, this doesn't feel too bad. So far. Indeed. For now, it feels okay. A lot of these... Oh, wow. Are we actually through all of our... No, we're not through all of our universities. Of course not. For a second there, I thought we were because I saw this. And then I was like, hang on. There's no way. There's 100 pages. Yeah. We are, however, building 10 full pages at once. In fact, like 11 and a half. So that's not bad. That is not bad at all. Our literacy is slowly ticking upward, but it's mostly our innovation, like our technology spread here that we're getting. And that is what it is, right? The central planning is 6 months out. Cool. Ah, here we go. So this did pop in here. So it's at 118 now. Only the petite bourgeoisie and the Confucian scholars are in this. Because the scholar officials are trying to restore wealth voting. That's intriguing. Do we want to just fight this revolution? I feel like we can just fight this revolution. Is definitely an interesting option. No doubt about that. It does feel fightable. That would mean that we would... Yeah, with the scholar officials not in there, I think this is a good time to do so. That would mean that we can almost certainly enact the Presidential Republic. And a little bit earlier at that, before the election. Like a year earlier. That's definitely an intriguing prospect. No doubt about that one. All of these universities are being worked on here. And we've got a lot of pages of them, right? No doubt about that. What was this? This cotton plantation needs to go away. Okay, there we go. A lot of universities queued up here, right? Like, a ridiculous number. We're going to continue to work on constructing them. For the time being, we're not really working on anything else other than the universities. And our economy is slowly ticking upward. I want to check in here. Radicalism is kind of holding, but mostly going up. Loyalists are going down a little bit. I think we let this revolution happen, to be honest. Yes, we could cancel this in action, but I think this is worth it. Floating Harbor has been unlocked, giving us port max levels. I mean, we could do something about that, but I'm not going to right now. We're going to have this revolution happen. And that, of course, means... I need to think about this. We're going to have a big financial crisis here if we have this happen. That means we'd probably stop our construction in order to pay for our military. Is that something I'm willing to do? We shouldn't need navies. In theory. So that saves us a little bit of money there. What are we looking at financially here? So something along the lines of this. 2.36 million. If we pause our construction, what does that put us at? We'd have to tick minus 291. Okay. And minus 1.93. So there is this revolution. We knew that this was going to be a thing, right? That was always going to be the thing that ends up happening. And the question is, does anyone side with them? I don't know. We'll see. We're going to continue to work on enacting the Presidential Republic in the meantime. So, I'm going to mobilize some of these units. We're going to send these guys here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to send... This guy has no battalions. Oh, okay. Sure. We're going to mobilize this guy. 1, 2. I think I only sent 1 there. Yeah, this guy had no battalions. Sure. So then we're going to mobilize this guy and send him over to this front. 1, 2, and 3. And then we have 3 remaining. So we can just mobilize them and send 1 to each front. Cool. That actually works out pretty well. So something like this. And the question is anybody going to join them? Path to liberalism was successfully completed. What? Oh, okay. Sure. 50 popularity, freedom of trade, and freedom of thought. Cool. So I guess that's a thing. And at this point, things are much better for us for the Presidential Republic, right? The main thing that we need right now, and apparently they are confident, due to the relative military strength. What is their military strength? 1799? Compared to our... Yeah, we have a lot more. I'm not sure what they're so confident about. We can activate our conscripts, though. That's absolutely something that we can work towards. This is going to be very financially problematic for us. No doubt about that. And that's why we paused construction here. And we can see our GDP here. It's not great. They did take a lot of the GDP with them. So our units are arriving. Cool. I do think that we will win this. But we're going to need time for our military to come back online, right? That is going to be a thing that is required. Is anyone joining on either side, though? The answer is no. Austria-Hungary rivaled us. But nobody's actually joining here. We could switch sides? What? I guess we could play as the Religious Revolt is what that would do, right? I'm pretty sure that's what that would do. They've begun embargoing us. Hilarious. They're now uncertain. Yeah, that's more like it. Cool. And as we continue to mobilize, they're going to get less and less happy about this. So we do have some of these that now have some troops. So we're going to send these guys out. And the reason they now have troops is because of our conscripts, right? So we're going to send one here, and that's all of them for now. So something along the lines of that. They'll arrive there eventually, and yeah, this is looking reasonably okay. Are these guys going to back down? There's a chance that they might back down. And their confidence level is going to continue to go down as we continue to mobilize up. Like, we're definitely outpacing them on the mobilization front. That said, their troops are... Actually, they have very few troops on these fronts. Okay, noted. Their troops are definitely going to be, I think, a little bit higher in terms of... Actually, their average offense-defense is similar to ours. Noted. A pipeline over here. Yeah, I think this is okay. What is the funding oil pipeline going to cost, though? It doesn't actually say. It's not in the budget. We don't have money for anything right now. So do we think that these guys are going to back down? There is a chance, but I kind of doubt it. I think that this war is going to happen, but things are going to continue being better for us. I don't think that they have a chance here. I really, really don't. So we currently have an opium impicus shortage, and we can definitely do that. Now, one thing we may want to do is get rid of our field hospitals. That will save us a good amount of money. So we'll do that for right now, and I'm pretty sure this war is going to break out. I'm like 99% certain of this. 25 to their 21, 31 to their 25. Yeah, we're beating them in average offense defense. So this is looking good. They are, I think, not going to back down. This war is going to break out here. I'm quite sure of that. Yep, there it is. It is, however, time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to crush these guys. They had no one come in and help them. So that's magnificent. We are going to crush them, and we are going to get our presidential republic passed. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadow Wolf, and Lohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Anna the Elephant, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. What a time for this kind of bouncy track to start.